Hey everybody, and welcome to the mmmPodcast. My name is Hunter.
Squad. I'm James. What's up?
That was pretty cringy, James.
Lord of Squad.
What?
Lord of Squad.
I think this is the first time that we've actually been just like sitting across from each other doing this.
It's uncomfortable.
Is it? I don't think it is. I never really have conversations like this, just one on one, like directly.
It feels
sitting
like an
in front of
interview.
you. It really does feel kind of like an interview. So James,
And you also have your
where do
legs
you see
crossed,
yourself in 5 years? I
see myself on tour.
That is true. I am sitting on a bucket for anyone that is wondering. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I when you're on a date you do this, but that's always kind of weird. What? Do you not think that that's?
Oh, no, it's not weird on a date.
Well, I mean, I feel like maybe the first date's a little weird.
Yeah.
My last first date was awkward. So I'm not even lying. So I was on my first date with Michelle. We're still broken up, by the way. So that's all good. It's been over 2 weeks now, and I've lost 7 pounds. I think that has a big thing to do with it. I do kind of stress eat sometimes. But anyway, we were on our first date, we were about like an hour into the date. It was going all right. We were talking, and some guy, like, you know how when people come up to next to you and they're like, "Hey, can I borrow this chair?"
Yeah.
Well, a guy said, "Hey, can I borrow this chair?" We were just sitting us two at a table, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then he sits down at the table with us. Like,
really?
Yeah, because usually you think, "Can I borrow your chair?" means like I'm gonna go take it back to where I was. But he literally just sat down with us while we were on our first date. And he asked us about something statistical. He was trying to run a survey or something. I put air quotes around survey.
Yeah.
But it was like really bad because he was just asking the two of us, and then he turned back to his friends that were sitting there, and he was like, "See, that proves it." And then we were both like, "Dude, can you please just like leave us alone? Like, this is a little weird." But yeah, so that happened on my first date. It was like pretty much the last time that I've had like just like straight across talking to someone for a really long time like that.
I guess mine was in December. It was my last first date.
Who was your first date in
Oh,
December?
with Danny Joe.
You guys went on a date?
Yeah, with the Fuzzies.
I didn't know there was a date.
Yeah, it was a date. Just two people, you know.
Fucking.
Nah,
I'm kidding.
There's no fucking.
I'm kidding. Anyway, so as you guys already know, our first thing that we do every week is
Clash
Royale tip of the week. So I'm not sure we have a tip of the week this week, but
we got some info.
We definitely have some info. So I joined James's clan, the Lemon Grabs. Did we introduce? I'm Hunter, by the way. I don't know if I ever said that.
You did.
Okay.
I just say my name. Okay, that's not important.
Well, James is James.
I'm James Marbury.
James Marbury. Yeah, he's sitting across from me. But I joined the Lemon Grabs. I'm currently last place in the clan in trophies.
I think I'm 7th in the clan right now.
Yeah, James is
also
fucking
a co-leader. So what's the? I got 4,200 trophies now. That's a new personal high.
So, since the last time we made a podcast, James has created another account called John Bain and started from 0. And in the 2 months that I've had the app, I think I'm now.
You only had it for 2 months?
Yeah.
I got it in June, like mid-June.
You got your new account?
Yeah, I got it, I guess, beginning June, actually, because I was, like, really bored working.
So, it might have even been the same amount of time. I started, like, late May.
Remember you had it before me. Maybe it was, like...
It was a few days.
Maybe, like, 2 weeks or so.
Okay, 2 weeks. Either way...
Maybe you said May.
Yeah.
I got it in June.
Okay.
So a month. I remember it was about a month or so.
Yeah, okay.
But you also didn't play that much.
Okay, it was probably about a month. Anyway, yeah, James has already surpassed me on 2 accounts. I dropped all the way down to 2,500, and now I'm back up to 2,700.
I'm at 28.
So James is murdering me, and in our new clan, I'm the lowest with 2,700. The next lowest is 3,400, so I'm quite far behind.
Change.
I have some catching up to do. So yeah, that's interesting. I've been doing really badly lately, and having like sporadic wins because I've been trying to do new stuff, but the only thing that's working for me right now is using a pump and
pump game insane.
Pump. So I have to do a pump, Valkyrie, Sparky, and then a dragon above. And that
the Inferno or baby.
With fire spirits. I have to get all those things pretty much together to surround my Sparky. So I can, because if they put a skeleton army, then the Sparky or then the Valkyrie has it. If they put flying stuff, Baby Dragon gets it. If they put anything that's like big and my Valkyrie's distracted, or like a big army or
Sparky.
something, then my Sparky
like
with my
Pekka.
fire spirits.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's been working all right. It's just when I deviate from that, I just do badly.
On my my John Bane account, I go Golem, Pump, and I put my Wizard behind it, my Baby Dragon, my Mega Minion, and my Flying Machine, and it's a wrap. Usually 3 crowns when I do that.
Usually,
Yeah.
not all the time.
All the
I got
time.
demolished by someone today. Like literally, I think it ended in like 30 seconds. I never had one end that badly before. It was I had no counterform whatsoever. It was awful. Do you have any actual tips though for people?
Double Hunter is really good.
Double Hunter?
Yes.
With like a mirror?
I was watching you don't even need a mirror if you just like cycle fast enough. I was watching
okay.
Nick and Knight, which is like a Clash Royale guy, and he had a double Hunter down. It was game over. I think he had a Golem in front of it, but like still was game over.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so Golem and Double Hunter. I don't even have Hunter unlocked yet.
Yeah, well, you should because your name's Hunter.
Okay, so that's it for our Clash Royale tip of the week. And next up, we're going to talk about something that we haven't really discussed much on here before. We're going to talk about a few different things with politics. Because today I was talking to James about this different things that I've been learning about libertarianism and stuff like that. And so where do you think you land on like the political spectrum? Like, do you think you're in the middle, or because you said you hated Republicans,
Yeah,
and you hated Democrats,
yeah.
So does that mean you're in the middle, or
Yeah,
does that
I'm
mean that
in
you're
the
just
middle.
like completely out of the whole like political realm?
Well, like I don't know, like I feel like I won't vote, but like if I like a candidate and like I like think like they have like good policies and I would vote for them, but like the last election I wasn't gonna vote for either of them because I didn't care for either of them.
Did you not vote at all?
No.
Okay, I wish I hadn't have voted. I think I was more naive back then than I am now. Because I kind of had the mindset that a lot of people had, that Trump was just like evil, and if you voted for him, then that meant that you supported the way that he thinks about women, the way that
The
he
media
thinks
did
about
that a lot too.
Well, and I think that's I kind of fell into that because a lot of
Yeah.
my friends were perpetuating that as well. Like if you voted for Trump,
Yeah, that's what all my friends said.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, well, it'll make me feel guilty if I even liked Trump.
well, and I think that was the biggest problem is that like if you either had to vote for Hillary or Trump, and if you didn't vote for either of them, then you were helping the other side. That's exactly what everyone said. My mom said if you're not voting for Trump, then you're voting for Hillary. Because my sister voted for Jill Stein, who's in the Green Party. And my mom said, if you're not voting for Trump, then you're voting for Hillary. Which that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. You're just not participating.
Exactly.
Which is like, you're right.
Well, and not even she's not participating, she's voting for who she wants to be president. Which
Yeah.
is like, I think what everyone should do. Like, I feel like for me at least, what's more important is principle of what I believe in rather than what I think, like, rather than just trying to vote for a bad person. I think someone who's going to be bad but just less bad than the other person.
I think D's Nuts got like 300 votes.
Really?
Yeah. And Harambe
Did you
got
hear of
some.
Vermin Supreme?
What?
He's a guy who ran for president. He got like 6 votes. He wears a boot on his head.
Oh, is that the guy who's like a clown, basically?
He's just crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
D's Nuts.
Gary Johnson in the last election got like 1% of the total vote.
That was an independent guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he got 1% of the total population, but like I think less than half of the population actually voted. I'm not sure if that's just people that are registered or in total, but we actually don't have like that high of a voter turnout. And if you think about it, like voter turnout is actually the highest in presidential elections than anything else. And what's funny is presidential elections affect us the least. Like what affects us the most is the people who are in our local politics and like state and stuff, because they actually decide what our laws are in our state.
Yeah.
Because just like marijuana, there are things that are illegal federally and legal in states. Because some states, some like businesses, like legal weed businesses, they have to operate cash only because they can't get bank loans because it's illegal federally.
Yeah.
for them to do that. Which what I think is why people should pay more attention to their local politics. But anyway, that's besides the point. I think now more so I realize that just because you vote for someone doesn't mean that you necessarily believe in everything that they believe, because it's impossible for you to agree 100% with another person unless you subscribe to the idea that if you're a liberal, you have to believe everything liberals believe, and if you're a Republican, you have to believe everything Republicans believe.
Well, people do that though. Like they make themselves believe it. They like agree with them 100%, or they just say, well, like I agree with this person more, and I'm just gonna vote for them.
Well, I think it's like what most people do, because when I was super far left, like my high school year, my senior year of high school, freshman year of college. That's after I dated Stephanie, and she was like super far left, like she was out there. She was on the whole like white people are. I'm not gonna talk about that. Anyway, I was pretty far left, and pretty much everyone that I saw on Twitter or just that I would talk to, it's like if you didn't believe. So let's say you're a person that's a Democrat, but you don't agree with abortion. They don't want you, and if you're a Republican and you say I agree with abortion, then they don't want you. Like Tomi Lahren, do you know who she is?
No.
She was a Fox News host, or I think she still might be, but she came out saying that she agreed with abortion, and then she like pretty much got fired for that, just for saying that. And it's like, so we live in a place now where you either have to believe everything that Democrats believe or everything that Republicans believe, and there's no middle ground.
Which is why I hate both parties.
Exactly. Which is why I think that you can't say that because someone voted for someone that they believe in all of their ideas. Some people do, but I don't think that's fair to do that because, like, okay, I think a lot of things Trump has done is bad. I think some things he's done have been good. I think the bad outweighs the good, but that doesn't mean that everything he's done has been like a colossal failure. So,
And I don't know what he's really done, so I can't even like say anything about it.
I just know that, like, more so now, I agree with the libertarian point of view. But one of the reasons why I think a libertarian president is never going to happen, at least not in the current way that we have the political situation with the two-party system, is because one, people don't ever think they're going to win, so they're going to say, well, like, nah, you're not going to win. It's going to be, like, leave it to the big boys. So, another thing is that part of the libertarian thing is they don't like big government. They don't want people interfering in general daily life, and they don't want to have, like, they don't want the government to have a lot of money. Well, who in the government wants to have less money? Yeah. Like, who that's in power right now wants to just, like, lose money? I don't think anyone. So the whole idea that someone's going to go in that's going to try to give everyone there less power, I think that's never going to happen in our current state. Like, so some people might have some libertarian ideas. Like, the idea of legalizing weed is a strictly libertarian thing, is that we should legalize it because... I mean, at least the idea that we should legalize it because you shouldn't tell me what I can and cannot do. That's, like, strictly a libertarian argument that Democrats use. But, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we just have to hope for people that use, like, a common sense approach to things. But, I don't know. So, I kind of regret voting for Hillary. I wish I would have voted for someone else. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Because she lost.
Yeah, she lost anyway. And, she was always going to lose in Texas. Like, that's not even...
It was actually decently close, I thought, in Texas.
I think it was decently close, but I
think it was like 55-45.
Did you know in Texas, we're 42% white, like non-Hispanic? We are a white minority state. We're one of the only ones in the country.
Oh, but there's more whites, though, than any other thing.
It's 42% white, 39% Hispanic.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, because I did a bunch of looking on statistics, because I got really interested in the fact that, well, you know, like, something people don't think about a lot is when people come from Mexico, they're usually pretty conservative. Like, they're hardcore Catholics that believe that, I don't know. The one thing that I also, like, one thing that I'll say about the Democrats and Republicans back to that is that each side, like, the Democrats will say, the government should tell you, like, what you can and cannot say. Like, say with something... have you seen any protests of people, like, shouting at people because they won't call them whatever transgender name that they want? Like, if someone says, I want to be called him or her, and they're born a woman, like, they'll get really mad at you if you... Or, like, have you ever heard the argument that it should be illegal to call someone by, like, not their gender pronoun?
Wait, what?
Do you know what calling someone by their gender pronoun is? Like, if they're transgender...
Did you just assume my gender?
That's the whole thing. Like, if people...
Yeah.
They don't want people to be able to assume that they're a man or a woman.
Oh.
So they want to limit the free speech of... This is far left people. They want to limit the free speech of people because they want you to never be able to say anything bad.
That's stupid.
Which I think is bad because you can't... You need... Like, the whole point of our country, one of the founding principles was free speech, right?
Yeah.
So you can't get rid of free speech. The next thing is that Republicans, far-right Republicans, will say, well, the government says that, or like, we want the government to reflect our religion. So we should be able to tell you that you can't use birth control. We should be able to tell you that you can't get married if you're gay. Which, both of those things are the reasons why I think I became libertarian, because I don't think the government should say, you can't say that, because... I don't know, if you say something awful, people are going to hear you, and if what you said was truly awful, like, people will understand that either you're stupid, or you're ignorant, or you're racist, or whatever. Like, it's not illegal to say racist things, but people will understand that you're a racist and then not talk to you because of it.
Do you agree or disagree with some, like, bakery thing wouldn't make a cake for the gay couple? Like, I thought that was, like, the dumbest thing ever.
That they...
They denied, like, it's kind of like...
I know the story, but, like, what are you saying that, like...
Who do you think was in the wrong?
Okay, so apparently the gay couple that it happened to, they were going around to places and trying to get people to not serve them so that they can make a lawsuit. I think that's wrong, first of all, but that's not the point. Second thing is, the baker also said he wasn't denying them service. Like, they had wedding cakes there that they could buy, but... he also was saying that he wouldn't make them a cake. Like, he wouldn't make a new one for them that had their names or their faces or whatever. Which, it's kind of a tricky subject. I think that he was in the wrong. Because if you think about it, like, what if you say, like, I don't want to... Okay, if a black person comes into your bakery and you say, I'll give you a cake... but I'm not going to make you one because I don't, like, agree with black people, that's messed up. Like,
and they won the lawsuit, too.
They did win the lawsuit.
Which is crazy. I thought...
sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm pretty sure when, like, there was more Democratic judges than Republicans.
No, there were more Republican judges, but either way...
Of the 9?
Now
there's more, I thought.
No, it's still 5-4, I think.
No, because I thought Donald Trump just appointed the new judge.
Yeah, he's Republican.
So it's 6-3 then.
Oh, is it?
Did he replace a Republican?
He replaced Republican, I thought. Or did he replace Democrat? I don't know. Anyway, but either way, the reason I think that it was is because of his religion, which, yes, we are a country built upon religious freedoms, but I think that religious freedoms shouldn't be placed as highly as the law. So the law says you can't discriminate. Your religion says you don't believe in gay people being married. So I think the law should trump the religion because we're supposed to have separation of church and state, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that in those cases you can't agree with the Bible over the law, because if someone made a religion, like, that's what they do in the Middle East. Their laws are based off of their books, like, right? Their laws are based off of their holy books. So you can't be gay because it's against the Bible. So you just can't be gay. It's not allowed. Same thing with pornography. It's just straight up not allowed in most Arab countries.
With killing.
Yeah, they'll kill you. Like, and if you do drugs, they'll kill you.
Which is, like, why rap is so funny, because, like, I call you a faggot because I don't believe in gay, like, it's against my religion. Oh, so what about killing and, like disrespecting, like, women and all that? Like,
everyone's a hypocrite. They align their beliefs to... I'm a hypocrite.
I try so hard not to be a hypocrite because I hate being a hypocrite. Like, when I'm like, oh, damn, I was a hypocrite. Like, I try so hard not to be one.
Well, I think the most important thing in not being a hypocrite is when someone points out that you're wrong, like, you have to be graceful about it, and you can't argue your way till you, like... Because you'll just argue yourself into, like...
a bigger hole.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll just become more of a hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. So... I think the most important thing is to just be like to not be a hypocrite is just to be open to new ideas.
Yeah,
and, like,
which is what I am.
Yeah. So, and I think people think that when you say open to new ideas, that means that you're just like a liberal snowflake or whatever. But I don't know. Like, I think being open to new ideas and not just like shitting on everything that's new or different is something that's like kind of should be like just human nature. Like, we shouldn't just. It is human nature to like things to be the same way, but I think it's just kind of bad to say everything that's new and different is also bad.
Yeah, because if we didn't have change, we wouldn't have like iPhones, computers, like technology. We'd still be in the Stone Age.
People would still be dying when they were 30.
Yeah.
So
that was the average lifespan.
Yeah.
Some people would like live longer, but
and I guess
because a lot of infant deaths.
Yeah. And so people still live to be like 90 and stuff.
Yeah, basically, like if you got over like 20 or so, you would like live like I don't know about 90, but like they would like live like 70.
There were people that did live. To be
most
90.
people
most people
nowadays don't live till like probably 80, like they live older. So. But
the biggest thing that I've been learning about recently, I think you'll probably agree with me a lot on this, is like the libertarian view about the war on drugs.
Not a chance. I'm just kidding.
So
yeah, I agree.
The war on drugs is. Do you know when it first started?
Like Ronald Reagan?
Nixon. So before that, it was like in early 70s. So
I thought it was Reagan's people who like started it.
They enforced it.
They enhanced
heavily.
it.
Yeah, they enhanced it. That Ronald Reagan was the reason that he told everyone that weed was the most dangerous drug.
I used to think he was like one of the best presidents ever. Then I heard about that. I was like, how is this guy like?
I think he
regarded as a good president.
I think he probably did do a lot of good things, but that's something that I don't know.
He had been brainwashed, or he just like hated like black people. It had to be one of those two.
One of the two. But like, you know when marijuana became illegal, I think it was in the 30s.
It was legal before that?
Yeah, it was legal before. Everything was legal before the 30s. Literally everything. Well, besides alcohol. But
prohibition.
But
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's because most things were used as medicine, like shrooms, ayahuasca, like heroin. Pretty much all opium, all that stuff, marijuana included, was used as medicine before the war on drugs started. Meth didn't exist yet. Meth didn't exist till like later.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like the 80s. No. Well, you know what's crazy?
What?
You know why meth is a Schedule 2 and marijuana is a Schedule 1?
What?
You can get prescribed meth. It's called Desoxyn. I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
It's called Desoxyn because it sounds a lot less scary. I'm pretty sure it's for anxiety. You can actually get a prescription for meth.
That's crazy.
So, in our current laws, it says meth is a Schedule 2 because it has medical benefits. Marijuana has, air quotes, no medical benefits, so it's Schedule 1.
So that's NFL players. like constantly like getting their bodies destroyed every week.
Literally dumbest stuff I've ever heard. But anyway, back in the 60s, late or early 70s, was when Nixon started the war on drugs. Before that, we didn't have cartels. They didn't have cartels in the 50s and the 60s. We also didn't have as big of an immigration problem from South and Central America. And once we started the war on drugs, then the government stops being able to regulate stuff. You have to now buy your stuff from cartels. Like, the cartels ship it across the border. They give it to the low-level drug dealers, and the drug dealers sell it to people on the streets. So
which is more dangerous because also, like, if it's not made from like the business, like what weak business is called, like
if it's not made from a regulated business.
Yeah, then like it could like be like dirty and stuff, and you can like get sick or like even die as well.
That's one of the things that's happening now with fentanyl. You know what that is?
No.
It's what killed Little Peep. It was weed laced with fentanyl. But anyway,
I thought he died from
anyway, that's what I heard. It could be wrong, but that's
he didn't die from weed. He died from like Xanax or something.
Or Xanax, maybe it was Xanax laced with fentanyl.
Something like that.
Anyway, what fentanyl is it's a morphine derivative. So it's like 1,000 times or something stronger than heroin. And the reason people are bringing it across the border and using it is because it's a lot easier to have a little block of fentanyl shipped in a truck than it is to have a full truck of heroin. So someone can, but it's because it's just as powerful. A little block.
I know, just like a full truck of heroin. That sounds hilarious to me. Like, okay, what do you got in there? Heroin, like just straight heroin, nothing else.
It's like
okay,
just
cool.
Just a little bit of just a little truck full of heroin. But so, you know, that's crazy because it's now becoming a problem of people selling fentanyl instead of heroin, and they're saying it's heroin, and then people are just overdosing a shit ton on it. So it drives everything underground. We are the number one consumer from the cartel.
Number one. No.
We are the main source of income for the cartel.
Yeah.
Besides drugs, they have guns, but how easy is it to buy a gun in America? You can literally buy a gun from a pawn shop with no background checks from some pawn shops in the country. You can just walk into a pawn shop, show your ID, get a gun. It's that easy.
Pawn. What if you want to pawn a gun? I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just keep going.
Do you know what a pawn is? Do you know what a pawn shop is?
It's it's kind of like a bail kind of. You put it in.
Well, you can do that, or you can just sell it, straight up sell it.
Yeah. Why not? You can just sell stuff, but pawn's kind of like that, right?
Yeah. You give it to them, and they'll give you enough money to it's like an insurance thing.
It's like bail kind of.
You remember when in school teachers would take your shoes if you wanted to borrow a pencil?
Yeah.
And then you had to give the pencil back.
Yeah, my shoe bag. Bitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's they'll give you money, and then they'll say, okay, I'm going to keep your gun until you pay me my money back.
Yeah.
So, and then if you don't, then they can just sell your gun.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what was I talking about before that?
Weed?
It was something about...
Oh, the Lil Peep overdosing on whatever.
Fentanyl. But, there was some after that I was talking about. And maybe talk about buying a gun. Super easy. So biggest source of income for the cartel is drugs. Okay. Do you know why people are immigrating from Mexico, from Honduras, from Ecuador?
It's safer?
It's a lot safer because you know why? Cartels are killing people.
Yeah.
There have been over 100 politicians in Mexico killed since last September.
Which is crazy.
It's I can't even imagine that.
Imagine 100
imagine just Ted Cruz, Ricky Rubio, they're all just dead.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I can't even imagine that. But because there's so much drug violence, honestly, if there wasn't drug violence, I don't think there'd be as many people trying to come across the border. Because, I don't know. We have the richer people in America that can buy drugs. Not saying that people in Mexico and stuff can't, but I mean, if you're poor, if you're in poverty, and I mean, you're not going to be the number one customer for something like cocaine because you don't have enough money to buy it all the time.
What else is part of the reason why people want weed legal is because you think cartels are influencing politicians, paying them or or no?
In America?
Yeah.
I don't think in America. I think the reason...
Because I feel they would if I was cartels, I would strongly want weed not to be legal in America.
Same thing. I would want all drugs to be illegal. I would want alcohol to be illegal.
Yeah.
I would want tobacco to be illegal. Because the thing is that's how you make your money. But the reason that weed's staying illegal is because they're actually alcohol, tobacco companies, the prison guard union, the prison guard workers union, all of those groups are lobbying to keep marijuana illegal because the prison guards will keep their jobs if they keep having an overflow.
Sorry, bud. You're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
Sorry. Get a new job. Sorry.
Well,
that's what I say to them.
It's you want to ruin people's lives so you can keep your job.
Yeah.
I think that's that's really selfish.
If you have that job, it's not that hard to get a job. You can
prison guard jobs do pay well because it's a dangerous job. But prison guard jobs do pay well. That's why they want to keep their job.
Oh well,
but
I mean, still,
you were ruining so many people's lives. Okay, this is gonna take a long time, but I have so many strong opinions about this. Do you know how many people in America are in jail? Sorry.
No, it's just funny because I know you, but how many people?
Over 2 million. That's
are in jail because of
just in total.
Oh, I thought 200 million. I was that's not even realistic because there's 300 million people.
2 million. More, it's over 2 million because it's basically
crazy.
one in every 100 people are in jail in the United States, which I find that crazy.
That's a lot. I didn't know that was that high. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense actually.
But the number in the United States is 797 per million people in jail. In Russia, it's 500 something million. Ukraine, 300 million. Everything below that, 300 per million. Everything below that is around 100. So we have 7 times more people per person.
So we're the highest jail
by a lot.
That's crazy.
We're almost 1.5 times.
That's
that of
just
Russia.
stupid.
Russia. Remember when we were watching the Russian soccer game and the Russians they didn't win the penalty shootout and my dad was like, "Oh, guess off to the gulag." It's here we arrest a lot more people.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact number, but I know a large majority of the things that happen are drug offenses, and the majority of drug offenses are marijuana. So, first, I think legalizing marijuana is a good step, but we have way too many people in this country in jail. It costs around $30,000 to get someone in the legal system and keep them there. $30,000 a year to keep someone in prison. Because it costs a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because you have to pay guards, you have to feed them, you have to buy all their food, you have to, like, you may get some work out of it for free.
Nah, it's not worth it, though.
I don't think it's worth it. Because if you can pay, you can just straight up pay for someone to live, like welfare. I hear a lot of people talking about, like, they don't want drugs legalized because if you... Because, you know, have you ever heard this, it's a thing that people on the far right say, like, they're paying for all the people who don't pay taxes, who are sitting at home good for nothing, people that are doing nothing, just sitting on their butt doing drugs. So, people say that a lot. They use that argument.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they're also paying for? Paying $30,000 a year to keep people in prison who cannot get jobs, who cannot benefit society at all. They don't even have the option to do that. And first of all, I don't think drugs are what... Most of the time, if someone's taking drugs, I don't think that they're just like a lazy do-good, like good for nothing. I don't think that's a majority of people. But anyway, it's less expensive if you would just do, let's say, like rehab centers would cost way less than $30,000 a person a year if you just did rehab instead for drug offenses. So if you do that instead, you're gonna get a lot back in taxpayer dollars. You know what else you're going to get a lot back in? If the government makes just drugs legal across the board, it seems like a crazy idea, but would you rather have people, because like kids buying drugs from shady drug dealers or from the government?
The government.
I would rather have them bought from the government because the shady dealers...
Which is a big thing too.
Yeah, the shady dealers will kill people if they have a dispute. The government will send people to court. So...
Most are cops. I'm just kidding.
But I think that, like, I don't know. I think that you'll get a lot of money if you sell drugs and you tax them.
Oh, you get a buttload of money.
You'd get so much money, and you'd also not have to pay anything for the people that would be arrested because they're not in jail anymore. Yeah. And those people would get jobs and be functioning members of society. And you wouldn't have as many people coming in from Mexico.
Yeah, just have the guards be the pot people.
They'd be the legal dealers.
Yeah, just have them transition on over.
So
big old buff dude selling.
So I think that, like, you don't have to deal with all the illegal immigrants. You will not have nearly as many. You'd get all the tax income. You'd have more people working. You'd have less people to pay for in jail. Like, how many incentives do you need, honestly? Like, and especially since, like, if you're not doing heroin right now, like, if heroin were made illegal tomorrow, would you just go straight out and do heroin?
Oh shit, that's a tough one. You got me there.
I mean, I wouldn't. I think most people wouldn't, like, for your dad.
Yeah.
Like, if heroin were made illegal tomorrow, he'd probably complain about it, but he wouldn't go do it.
Yeah.
If you're not already doing heroin, why would you go do it because it's legal?
It's like, yeah, if I want to do something that bad, like, I can find a way. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, if we have 20...
Like, if I want a gun, I can go get a gun. Like,
yeah, but guns are legal, but 26 million people admitted to using drugs in the United States last month. That's 10% of our population. If that many people can get their hands on drugs that easily, then they're going to get their hands on drugs if they want it. There's nothing stopping them. So if you make it legal, I only see benefits. That's my whole thing on that. And that's why I think that libertarianism is cool. Because it's kind of like, can't really tell people what they can and cannot do. And another thing is that, like, you know that all drugs are not illegal because they're dangerous, because weed's not dangerous. You know what is legal?
Alcohol?
Arsenic.
What's that?
Literally straight poison. Like, it's straight up poison. That's legal. There's nothing that says you can't have it. Oh. But we're so worried about people's well-being.
It can kill you, dude.
It can literally kill you.
Weed kills like 20 people every year, dude.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just kidding.
No one has ever...
That's what Ronald Reagan said.
Yeah, because he was misinformed.
Or Wasn't.
Or racist.
Just hated black people.
So anyway, I think we've talked pretty long about that. That's like
probably transition over.
Yeah, we've probably talked about it, but I think do you disagree with anything that I've said?
No, I mean I agree. Like weed should be legal, but it's just stupid. It's still not.
Do you think that it's a little radical? I think that it's going to take a while for everyone to think that all drugs should be legal, because right now if you tell people that like,
well, yeah, that's gonna take a long time. That may never happen, honestly. Like meth, like getting legal heroin.
But
just because like people are like, oh, like.
Well, I think those are the far right people who think that it's like against the Bible.
There's a lot of people like that, like a lot of older people who like still vote because younger people don't vote. Well, I guess like now
the majority of it's the biggest group of people that vote are old white women.
That's I didn't know that.
You know, also something I learned that's pretty crazy. You know what percentage of men are in prisons in the United States?
10.
90% of the people in prisons are men.
Oh, I thought you meant like how many people of like the population.
Oh no, sorry. What percentage of people in prison are male?
That's a lot of men.
90%. Do you think men are 9 times more likely to commit crimes?
I don't think nine. I mean, like,
I'd say maybe twice.
Yeah, twice is more, but
I think they're 9 times as likely to be suspected and then caught.
That's also men are more suspected.
And then another thing is that women get shorter sentences. Women get shorter sentences than men for the same crime.
Although I'd say men commit more crimes, but I was like 9 more.
I don't think 9 times more times.
A lot of it is probably just like selling weed. Like I think most weed dealers are probably dudes. Probably. If I had to guess, because like they're like more like.
Well, there's not female gang, or I mean, if there are, I don't know about them.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that's kind of like there's obviously flaws in our justice system because there's twice as many black people that get arrested in the United States, and
there's more white people in the population.
Yeah.
So, a lot of it has to do with like low income and like.
Well,
but
I think a lot of it is that like and it's not. I think it's specifically black people because there's not twice as many people. There's 40% of people in prison are black, 38% are white, but black people make up like 10% of the population. So
that's
it's
it?
Yeah,
really
10 to 20, something like that. Well, because white people make up 70 something.
Really?
Yeah, Asians make up like 5% or less. But they are so unlikely to get arrested. In Texas, I think it's like 0.02 out of every million people are people that are Asians that are arrested. So maybe it's not necessarily just racism in general, but more so racism towards black people.
Yeah.
Because
although I feel like a lot of it's because like they're in low income areas. What are you gonna do? Like if you want money, like the easiest way to get it is to go steal it. And most black people are low income or like are black people than like white people.
There's a larger majority of black people,
which I think is the biggest thing.
But white kids are more likely to do drugs than black kids. Like, just statistically.
I feel like that's true.
But yet we are arresting more black people because that's where, like, the crimes are happening.
Yeah. Well, also, like yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like, and I just think it's kind of messed up. Just the whole thing in general. Like, honestly, it's making me... Do you know Portugal is... all drugs are decriminalized in Portugal?
Yeah, you told me.
Do you know how many deaths, overdose deaths there are per million people in Portugal?
Like, really low?
3. You know how many there are in America?
Probably pretty high.
147 per million. That's almost 1.5 times the amount of people that die in car accidents. More people overdose than die in car accidents.
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So, damn. I just think, like, you can't... Like, that's results. You can't argue with results.
Yeah.
And
facts.
We already realized that Prohibition was awful, like, when we first tried it. And it's pretty apparent that, like, it's failed. Again, the drug war's failed.
Because there's no war needed.
Exactly.
Peace.
You're not fighting anything with a face. No one's ever gonna arrest marijuana and take it to jail. Like you
that's
know.
That's it. Marijuana change on your back.
So I just I think that it would solve so many of our problems if we just legalized drugs. People would go crazy and be like, the world's gonna end. Like people that like the world's gonna end. Drugs, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But I don't think the world would end. I think it would be fine. The world hasn't ended in Colorado, like or Seattle or
Washington, California.
Yeah, all the 30 states that now have some form of medical marijuana legal. You know, medical marijuana is now legal in Oklahoma.
I did not know that.
That recently happened like a few days ago.
About what, Texas?
Only if you have epilepsy.
Damn. Well, hopefully Oklahoma, if they legalize that shit, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's medical, though.
I know, but like fully, though.
Yeah. But, you know, in 2019, they're supposed to... The first meeting of the Texas Senate in Austin is on the first Tuesday of January 2019, and the Republicans have already endorsed a bill to decriminalize marijuana. So you couldn't go to a store and buy it, but if you get it, you'd get a $300 ticket, and it would be like if you parked in a no parking zone. It's not going to go on your record.
It's $300 if you park in a no parking zone?
Wait, it's expensive. It's like it's not cheap.
I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like $150 to $300, but still, that's a lot better than a year in jail. Because right now it's a $5,000 fine, a year in jail. Yeah, but I mean that's not even enforced most of the time. Like a lot of people just get off, mostly white people. But like anyway, do you have anything else to add on the issue?
I think we've covered it.
Okay, so pretty hard segue from that. We're gonna go into our album review of the week, which this week is the American String Quartet by Antonin Dvorak. We only listened to the fourth movement because I know that like it would be kind of. I mean, I wanted to introduce you into classical music slowly because the whole thing would have taken a lot longer. But this piece, I want to hear your thoughts on it first before like. I talk about it.
I mean, I don't know, because like for me, like it's hard. Like I could like hear it. It sounded good, but like I'm like it's kind of hard to like pay attention really your first time. So it's like I kind of just like heard more just like I guess like the intro and kind of like.
It's like pleasant sounds.
Yeah, it's just
It's happy and.
It's
pleasant.
like I wouldn't like go to like a concert to it, you know. Well, but I would like.
That's not. It's a really popular song.
It's more for like studying. I feel like.
Yeah,
that's what I would use it for.
But the reason actually that this piece sounds kind of more like that is because he actually wrote it to be a more simple, straight melody. People kind of got on him for it because they thought that it was too simple. Like, because all it is, you like throughout the whole thing, it's pretty much just like happy and simple and flowing. And it's because he was Czech from the Czech Republic, and it was in a he was writing it in a little Czech community in Iowa. So he was on vacation from the Czech Republic in the United States in the late 1890s. And it's the same time he wrote a really popular piece of his called the New World Symphony. But if you listen to even that, one of the things that's interesting about post 1850s, like 1860s through present day, is classical music got a lot more dissonant, and it stopped sounding like quote unquote good, because it's more which I think makes it more interesting, because there's people like my favorite artist is Shostakovich, and the biggest thing that he does is like straight up dissonance. He actually worked as a volunteer fireman in World War II. He lived in Russia and was during one of the battles. He was living in the town that it was in. I think it was called Leningrad. So he would write his music in his basement, let it dry when like sirens started going, go put out fires, and then come back and write music. So I actually played this symphony before. It's called the Leningrad Symphony, Symphony number 7. I believe it's the Leningrad. And there's parts of it where you can like hear tanks like coming through the city. Like they're not there, obviously, like you can't see anything, but you can like hear just like all the shit going down.
That's
like
crazy.
I'll show it to you like maybe 2 weeks from now, because next week it'll be your album of choice. But it's like you can hear just the straight up, just everything going on, all of the destruction, all of the violence, all of like and I think that's where classical music started to turn into something bigger, because before what it was wealthy. You probably heard the story. Wealthy people would hire like muses, basically. So people like I don't know, Mozart or Bach, they would be hired by churches, or like they would write specifically for people, and they would just make something nice that you could listen to like at dinner. And they followed a strict rule. Like all they had to do was like there were forms, and if you did things that weren't part of the form, you were like, I don't know, a heretic. Like there's actually a thing called the devil's tone, and it's a tritone. It's called the devil's tone, and no one used it because it was the devil back then. And then like, but that was part of the thing. There were so many restrictions on what people could do, and when you listen to stuff, it kind of sounds boring a lot of the time, because it's not if you like know the backstory behind it and all of the like cool things that they would do inside of it, but just listening to it, it sounds a little boring because there's nothing interesting. Like the reason that we have music today that we find interesting. First reason is that it's short. Second reason is that it has words that we can understand and we can relate to. So one of the things I think that keeps people away from listening to classical music is because it's not short and there's no words. You can't relate to it.
Yeah, no words.
You can't relate to it unless you put yourself in that headspace. And it's not short. You can't just sit there, get a groove, and then sing it over and over again. Like, I would have had to listen to that piece, the American String Quartet, probably, I've listened to it a lot. Maybe I'd say, like, over 100 times.
How long is the whole thing?
It's about 30 minutes.
Oh, well, that's, like, shorter than an album.
Yeah, but still, like, there's no words, so you...
Yeah, but, I know, but...
And nothing repeats it. So if you want to remember, like, a theme, it's hard. And I can't sing back any of it. Like, I can start going, da, 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 but it, like, doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest roadblock, but... I think if people started you have to put yourself in a mindset kind of and know some of the backstory and some of the things that are happening, at least for me, before I can really truly appreciate something like I should. And I feel like because I play it, on my bass in an orchestra, like, it gives me a greater appreciation for it. Because otherwise it's just kind of hard to get into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, the biggest fan of classical music. Like, I would never listen to it and, like, actually, like, showed me to it. Like, showed me it. Because it's just, like, the biggest thing is just no words, really, and, like...
Well, there are some things that have words, but most of it's, like, opera.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I had a roommate who was an opera singer, and I'd be taking a nap, and he'd be, like, I'd be taking a shirt, or in the shower, like, on top of his, like, freaking voice, I'm, like, trying to sleep. But I'd be like, I'm trying to sleep, bro. It's, like... Let a man sleep. It's like, and then one time me and Maya were like in the we have like it's like a shared bathroom and shower, and we were like
Who's Nehemiah?
My roommate. We were like singing because we were like we were like brushing our teeth, like singing like some like rap music or something like that. And he walks in. I was like, I know I shouldn't be saying this, guys, but you like turn it down. I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, bitch.
Oh my god.
Bitch, I just slapped your fat ass right now.
The worst.
I was like,
my freshman year, my roommate would do stuff like that. Like he would vape up the like. Okay, if you want to vape, that's fine. I don't really have anything against vaping, but he would vape up our entire living room so that everything smelled like, I don't know, like a lemon's ass. Like that's what it smelled like in my opinion.
Lemon's ass.
So. He would vape up the entire place. He would bring his friends over, and they would be like screaming. And then he would watch really loud movies when I was trying to sleep, and I had to like school the next night. And we had a really small apartment, so it was like, if you wanted to play something loud, like he would, even with his laptop, like he would just play like YouTube videos really loud, and I'd be like, God damn, dude. And then some nights I'd have like, I rarely had people over because I was pretty antisocial my freshman year, or at least my first semester there. So sometimes when I bring people over, he would like be like, "Hey guys, could you keep it like down?" I was like, dude, you literally he trashed his rooms. I told you this. He trashed his room so much he had to move into our living room, and he was like, "Guys, I think I'm gonna go to sleep soon." And I was like, well, "Okay, go to sleep." And he was like, "I go to sleep in the living room." It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like you're the one who trashed your room. Like
I said, "Bitch, get out. Go to your room."
I love my place so much more now, though. I honestly still don't know who my roommate is, though. I don't even know if Derek's gonna come back next year. Still. Well, I know he's not coming back, but I don't know.
Maybe it'll be Enrique.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be honestly fun.
Gordo? Enrique and Gordo?
So, our friend Enrique, who is Mexican, That's subjective.
I know.
He's from Mexico. Our freshman year of high school, he told me that Hunter was gordo in Spanish, so I went around telling people that I was gordo, and that means fat in Spanish, apparently, so that's cool.
I couldn't stop laughing when he told me that. I couldn't tell you. It was like, okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Enrique is like the secret troll. He's like the...
He's such a troll, dude. He's such a troll.
You would not think of it from seeing him the first time, though. You wouldn't think he would be a troll.
And now he's in Belgium and Germany.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like, what's it called?
Hanging out with Romelu Lukaku?
Boy. He's hanging with Hazard.
Hazard? Oh, okay. I mean, I would hang with Lukaku, but...
Well, he saw Ozil and talked to him.
Did he really?
No. Come on.
Oh man, I'm gullible. Just like I went with Gordo.
Yeah, but it's for like student. What's it called when you're overseas, like learning stuff?
Oh,
international student.
You're semester abroad.
Yeah, abroad. He's abroad for the summer.
He's abroad.
Yeah.
You want to take him on a date?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
He wore a dress once.
Did you really?
Yeah, for some project. He was some like girl, and like he like wore a wig and dress, and I couldn't stop laughing.
You know,
like,
I wore a dress when I was
to school. Like
really?
he wore that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think he was some girl in like Russia. Was it Mother? What's her name?
Mother Russia.
No.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah, I think he was her.
She's not Russian. At least I don't think she is. He's Mother Russia.
Mother Russia.
But what was I gonna say? When I was 3, I wore a dress. My sister convinced me that if I was her sister for a day, then she'd be my brother for a day. But what ended up happening was the old house we lived in, if I closed my door, sometimes it would lock. So she left, and I closed my door because I was wearing a dress and didn't want my parents to see. Plus, I was 3. I closed my door.
How do you remember this?
It was just a weird experience. I closed my door, and it wouldn't open. Like, the door wouldn't open because that's just how the house worked.
Was it in your house you live right now?
No. This was when I was young. Like, This was back when we lived in Houston. So, I was wearing a dress. I remember for like lunch, my sister passed under like a plate of food for me to eat underneath the door because I couldn't get the door open. So eventually my dad just like got on a ladder, and because the ground was like lower than the house on where the window was. So my dad just like got on a ladder and instructed me on how to open the window. And when he pulled me out, I was wearing a dress. So he said that was like one of the most disheartening moments of my childhood for him.
What's up, son? How's your dress?
I got tricked into that, but anyway, so yeah, that's what. Do you have anything more to say about the American String Quartet?
Nope.
Yep. Okay, so
I'm gonna tell you about this. The thing for next week's gonna be Under Pressure by Logic.
2 Logic albums,
dude. It was my favorite album of all time. I want you to hear it.
Okay.
I would have been the first time, but I mean, we didn't even post the other one because of the audio. So I guess it's like this is the first Logic.
Yeah, this is the first Logic one. Okay,
it didn't happen.
So I think, damn, we've already been talking for 50 minutes. I guess this will just be a long podcast. 60
minutes?
We don't have to always
Chuck
cut
Norris
off
can watch
60
minutes. 60 minutes and 48 minutes.
Is that like, have you seen that thing? It's like, what's your biggest talent? It's like, I can cook minute rice in 58 seconds. Okay. So after that, I think that's enough on that. Next thing that we're going to move on to is our audience questions.
Who's our audience?
Our audience questions right now is us, because we're the only people that listen to our podcast. So
well, Brittany listened to like 2 of them, I think.
Did she really?
I don't think she's.
I mean, hey, 11 views on YouTube. What can I say?
Pretty popular.
But so the first thing is, James, would you want to know how you die?
No.
Why not?
Because I want it to be a mystery. Because my life is like a movie. They should film me through it.
Is it a lyric?
I think it's a Logic lyric.
Okay, but
I wouldn't want to know, because like what's the like if I die like in like it's like 6 months, I'll be super lazy for 6 months and like not like record music. I'll be like, I'll probably just like do nothing because like I'm gonna die. What's the point? You know?
Well, that's like
because I want to like live, like I want to like, because if I die tomorrow, I wouldn't want to know, because I would like.
Would you rather just live as much as you because if you're gonna die in 6 months, who's to say that you can't just go do whatever you want to do? Like go to Germany and just like do whatever you want. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to know. Just me.
So, but it's not like when you die, but how you die.
Oh. How I die?
How you die. So, like, if I said, you're going to die from cancer.
Knock on wood. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't care. I don't know. I wouldn't care. I don't.
But, like, how you die, but you couldn't prevent it. So, if they said, like, well, I think I think that.
You would try and prevent it, though.
Yeah, you would try to.
You drown. Well, I'm
never gonna get in water again. But then, like,
I ain't taking no more baths.
You drink too much water and then you drown, like, above oxygen.
That sucks. Damn it! I'm dead now.
Yeah, I think that would be such an so.
You would want to know?
No, it would be so anxiety inducing.
Exactly, too.
Like it'd be like, oh, you get run over by a car. It's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go live in an Amish community. Like.
But then Gus and
did you watch that episode?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Where Gus and
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's the main character.
I know, but I love Gus so much. He reminds me of Wangani. He's just like always like mad, like but not really though. It's so funny.
We're almost done with Psych. Is such a good show. I think it's like criminally underrated.
Yeah.
I don't hear anyone talk about it anymore. You know, Sean got paid $60,000 an episode. Same thing with, I think it was a little less.
That's a lot of money
for Gus. The people of Friends,
to me, that's a lot.
The people for Friends got paid $1 million an episode.
You know, Jerry Seinfeld was gonna get $1 million, or was it? I think $1 million per episode.
Yeah, and then he
which is like older back then. Which,
yeah.
But I feel like for the night season, when he like denied it, maybe it was $8 million. It was a lot of money.
Well, you know, Dave Chappelle gave up $100 million deal with Comedy Central.
Yeah, J. Cole. It's in a Runaway lyric. J. Cole says, "Could I run away from 100 million like Dave Chappelle? You know, run away, run away, run away."
But he did that because they were saying that they wanted him to like use the N-word less because it was more friendly for sponsors. So, but in the end, I think it probably messed the directors up more because I mean he was really popular. Like, I would imagine a lot of people watch Comedy Central just for him. So as soon as he's like, okay, then I'm leaving.
Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
So, I love the one where it's like they like oh.
The race draft?
Wu-Tang became... Yeah, the race draft. Wu-Tang became, like, Asian. That was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, my God. I actually thought the Wu-Tang Clan were Asian before I knew who they actually were. Like, when someone said that, I was like, no. They're probably Asian.
I knew they were black. Come on now.
Okay. So I guess we both can agree that I think it would probably be bad to know how you die.
Yeah.
Unless, what if it were just, like, you're going to die of old age? Then that would be nice. Be like, okay, then I can just, like... but you would know for certain. Nothing would change it.
Yeah, but that's part of that's like a risk. Like that's like that's the reward. But like there's a lot of like risk if you could like finding out how you like died before. Like
well, what if you say that and they say you're just gonna die of old age? That would make me feel pretty good at it. Like then I could just pretty much do whatever I wanted and never worry about it.
What if you shot yourself in the head and like you're not dying of old age? I'm just kidding.
Well, what if every time you try to do that, your gun clogged or
something? Oh, damn it. I want to die so bad. I don't want to be alive. I just want to die today.
But, you know, I don't know. I think that the risks don't outweigh the rewards. Like, knowing that you would die of old age is probably nice, but, like, knowing, I don't know.
I'll probably die of, like... Alzheimer's or something like that, or cancer. Hopefully cancer's beaten by then. Like it's like a cure.
I don't think all cancer. Probably some cancers have been cured.
I said I hope.
Yeah, I hope Alzheimer's would be cured by then.
Oh, that's what I meant. I meant Alzheimer's.
Because I'm probably gonna get cancer that as well. Because it skips a generation. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And my grandparents had it.
Me too.
Yeah. So I guess
my granddad had it. Hey, we gonna forget this night.
We can live together, just like forgetting everything.
Who the fuck are you? I was like sticking on your ass.
Oh my God.
I'm like 70, like beat the shit out of you. Like, hey, I'm
That'd
Hunter.
Be so funny.
Who? Who's in my fucking house? I don't know the fuck I even am. Shit. I'm calling the police. What's her number again? I already
hilarious.
Forgot. Hey,
I mean, it's not... Okay, hey, we can joke about this because both of our grandparents had it.
Yeah, well, you can joke about anything.
Maybe not anything.
I mean, most things you can make funny.
Most things you can make funny, but I also don't want to... I don't want to go into the line of some things that, you know...
Like Daniel Tosh does?
No, Daniel Tosh doesn't go as far as some people.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
yeah, like Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, I don't go farther than that.
Yeah.
He also said some pretty like crazy stuff. He went into Louisiana and said, "What New Orleans?" He said something about like Hurricane Katrina. It was just so fucked up. It was like
yeah, that is pretty funny.
Like that's funny, but he has a lot of balls. It was like for $5 to like over a bet, which is crazy. But,
okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we both can agree that the benefits do not outweigh the risks of knowing how you die. Second audience question is, what is your biggest fear?
Shit. I don't know. I think my biggest fear is becoming something I don't want to be.
Now?
Which is like later. Like
something you don't want to be now.
I become stuck with like a job I hate and like I hate my family and like all that. That's like my biggest fear isn't dying because I don't know. I just like it's like I don't fear that. I think it's just like I think it'd be something I don't want to be, which is like a bad like life basically. Like I'm like hating my life. And,
well, I think a bad like everyone is kind of scared of like their future like. Because the future is objectively
well, the biggest
scary.
fear is the unknown.
Yeah.
But like that's like I guess like kind of like that's like the easy way out. So I guess like that.
Well, no, that can be your biggest fear because like that's one of my biggest fears is that my biggest fear like sounds kind of stupid.
But I don't really fear anything honestly. Like
Fearless James Jurgen.
I don't like. I guess the biggest fear.
Do you never think like
I think the biggest fear would be like being tortured or something like that. Like,
really?
Yeah, that would suck. Like,
Yeah, that would suck.
probably that.
Or like being shot. I feel like that would really suck.
No, I think torture being worse than being shot.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
That's
like one of my biggest fears is, or my biggest
But
fear.
I never even thought of that until just now, which is like.
Or like drowning. Oh, that sounds awful to me. Like one time, my mom's friend was over and they found a rat in the pool, and she started trying to drown it. And I just had to stop her, like, because I picked it up with a little scooper thing, and then like went across the street and dumped it off.
I feel like being burnt on fire would be worse than drowning.
But wouldn't you die quickly if you're on fire?
I don't know.
I feel like if you're on fire, you probably stop feeling it after a while.
I mean, if you're drowning, you only would last like max like 2
you
minutes.
last like 30 minutes. You think?
Like 30 minutes drowning?
You last only like
you would pass out like
after 3 minutes. You'd probably pass out.
I think you'd pass out before maybe like.
I think you can. I think when your body
I would just accept it. Whereas on fire, like this hurts so bad, like ow, like.
Well, you can roll around on the
whereas
ground.
like I'm drowning, it's like hey, I'm just gonna be at peace real quick.
But do you know how bad it feels to like when you can't breathe?
You know how bad it hurts to be burning on fire.
Okay, yeah, I guess
like,
that is true.
I guess it's just like different opinion, but that's just me. Like
my biggest fear
because like drowning, I can just like set my peace where it's like I'm burning. I can't get peaceful. I'm like fucking burning. Like ow. I'm a damn skeleton now.
Drop a mixtape player. But
harder than Lil Wayne's lighter.
One thing that kind of scares me is like if I live alone, like if I choke on something,
that's
and like there's no one around to like save me.
Maybe your puppy saves you.
Oh god. But
Chester, quick.
My biggest fear has got to be the open ocean.
You're not certified. Stop it. What?
The open ocean. I have dreams all the time where I'm just like in the middle of the ocean.
I never dreamt of the ocean once.
But isn't the open ocean kind of scary?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing around. You can't.
Have you seen
move.
that movie of the guy
who gets on a boat?
Yeah.
And he has to like dodge sharks. It was like Unbroken or something.
Yeah, that movie. He was like also tortured. Dang, that sucks. That sucked to be that guy.
Oh god, yeah. But I don't know. The open ocean is like in video games. I think I've probably talked to you about this before. In my favorite game, Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Anytime there's a water level, I had to pass the controller to my sister because like if she was doing something else, I would wait and like wait for her to finish and then come like do it for me because I'm scared of like I'm not scared of water though. Like I swim in my pool all the time. I go in the beach. Like I'm not scared of that. It's like
are you scared of sharks? I mean, I think I said scared of. Are you scared of?
I'm scared of sharks. Yeah, but
why?
But not if I'm on the beach. Like if I'm on the beach, I'm fine. I don't even think about it.
Oh yeah.
If like the reason in video games it scares me is because like I know that there's gonna be something in there. Like they're trying. There's things that are trying to kill you in video games.
Oh, so you actually get scared of that?
Yeah, I get scared.
I get scared of like. I guess like as like a zombie video game. Like as a kid, I would get scared of it. I
still get scared. Like I won't go in water.
I don't think like zombies scare me like anymore. But like
no, they don't.
They've outgrown it. But I don't think water.
That's the only thing that scares me from movies and stuff now. Water? Not even movies, but like video games. That's the only thing that scares me. And that and jump scares.
Like horror movies. Like I kind of like laugh now. Like I think they're funny. I think part of that's because like. Colton and like Cameron think they're funny, and also Isaac, my roommate, also like he thinks it's like hilarious. Like,
I think if I probably watched it with you guys, it would put a different spin.
That's a big thing. If you watch it by yourself, it'd be like, oh, I wouldn't be that scared, but like still like.
If I watched it by myself in the middle of the night, like in a house alone, I would never.
Yeah, but if you were with like friends who like think it's funny, it's just so funny.
I watched a movie. It was like it was called like Mama or something about like it was like a house in the woods story. I don't think it was that scary, but I watched it at a friend's birthday party, like my freshman year of high school, and it didn't scare me at all because it was like a bunch of people around that were laughing and talking and joking and stuff.
I'm sorry, Mom. I never meant to hurt you.
So again, my biggest fear is probably is
the ocean,
open ocean, not just the ocean, like
Sky Blue in the ocean too. Came back from mixtape 2. That's my lyric right there.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
So, what's yours? What have you decided on?
Didn't I say it?
Was it the fear of like
torture? Probably
torture. Okay.
Although like that's not so realistic.
Well, I think there's a difference between
the biggest fear is probably the unknown of like having a sucky ass life.
What do you think's scarier, getting tortured or having like a terrible
shitty
life?
Ass fucking life? Because you're battling. Torture sucks, but I think it's more unlikely than having a shitty ass fucking life.
Yeah, I think more people probably get to have a shitty life. Yeah. Than, I think that's really scary for me too. That's probably number 2. I don't want
to. suck balls.
I really don't want to get married. That's one thing that I don't want to do.
I'm gonna get married to a badass bitch.
Get married or have kids with someone. Things that I don't want to do. Get divorced. That's like a big fear.
Divorce sucks dick.
Dude, what's going on?
I watched Tyler Creator, and he cussed like constantly. So I was like, I'm gonna have an old Tyler Creator moment. It's like cussing a lot.
You're like
he interviewed with Larry King, and Larry King goes, "What's your worst cuss words?" Like, it's fuck. It's fuck. I hate fuck. I fuck. Like he's just so funny. He's like a hilarious interviewer. But
okay, so number 3, if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be?
I'd have the sickest flow on
sickest flow on the planet. Do you think that would bring you like everything that you wanted? Like,
yes.
Or do you think that would solve most of your problems?
Because lyrics is like are easy for me, or it's not easy, but like
you are pretty good at writing.
I can do like those. I can do those. If I had like a flow like already mastered, like Biggie's flow or something like that, I'd be set because like
you could just go to freestyles around the country and just like destroy people.
Because that's the biggest thing is like flow is the biggest thing in like music for me. Like if you can't flow, then I'm not gonna listen. Like I'm sorry, like, I don't care how good your lyrics are. Like,
there are people who have good lyrics but terrible flows.
Yeah, like that used to be me. Like I was like, oh, I can't fucking. I also had, it wasn't like the best.
You also had a stutter. Like you still kind of
I think I'll probably always have a stutter because it's just like I try and get words.
It's not a bad stutter, but like.
Well, it's just like when I talk, I try and get words out too quickly, which is like the biggest thing. I don't slow down.
You've gotten so much better at it though. Like,
I know.
I'm
Thank you.
So much better.
Practice. You gotta make those like 10,000 hours of practice. You can like a master or something. I'm not even like close, but like still.
Well, I mean, I'm not even close to 10,000 hours of playing my bass, and I've been playing it for over 10 years. So, like.
I wonder how many hours I've ran.
Well, 10,000 hours is like several years worth of like actual time.
Well, if I ran like an hour for each, what's that? 365 times 4. No, well, that's not even close. That's 1,000.
10,000.
Okay, yeah, that's
10,000 divided by 24, because that's how many days it would take.
How many days?
416 full days.
Oh, damn! Shit.
So
I'm a master at living. What's up?
Yeah, if you do 30 minutes
a day
life? Times, well, if you want to do 10,000, 30 minutes a day times 3,000 days, no, 30 minutes a day times 300 days, 9,000. Hold up, that's 9,000 minutes. Whoops. So if you do 0.5 times, that would have to be times 20,000. Yeah, so you need to do half an hour, 20,000 days.
I'm 300.
What is 20,000 days? How many years is that?
Let's get something clear.
54 years.
Chief Keef is only 16 years old.
That can't be right.
I'm 16.
Half an hour.
You're not 16. What people say you're 16? They say they want to say. How old are you? I'm 300.
Half an hour a day. Times.
I don't know what you're even doing right now.
I'm trying to figure out how many years it would take of real time.
What do you mean?
Or how many days it would take? 10,000 hours.
You said 416 days.
It would take 20,000 days. So if you did half an hour a day.
What if you did an hour though? That's why it'd be 10,000 days.
Yeah, it would be 10,000 days, which is a long time.
If you did 2 hours, it'd be 5,000.
It would be. Damn, what am I doing? 10,000.
If you did.
Yeah, it'd be 416 days. Okay, I'm done with the math.
What if you did 5 hours, 16 minutes, but every other Sunday was 20 minutes?
I'm not gonna do that. I'm a math major, dude. I shouldn't. This shouldn't be so hard for me. But yeah,
and I'm accounting.
Anyway, 10,000 is a long time. 10,000 hours is gonna take a long time.
A lot of that.
But got a lot of that. One thing in my life that I would change, I just would like get rid of. I don't know. I feel like one of my biggest problems that I face with everything is like a lot of the time I'll just feel like I'm lonely.
Oh, okay. If it wasn't Flo, it'd be like a bomb ass like girlfriend. They're like.
I feel like
who's like also like personality like was like the biggest thing now for me, but like that'd be it for sure. Like so super like super chill and like.
I feel like a bomb ass girlfriend would help me out a lot.
But first it'd be Flo. Sorry, but be Flo no. But yeah. So what would your worst be?
Well, I don't know because that's a good point because both of my girlfriends were like I had big problems with them, and it's really like kind of ruined my like image of what like a good girlfriend should be. So. I don't know. I think like a lot of the time I feel lonely, but I don't even know why. Like last night I was feeling really lonely, but it's like, okay, well I'm coming here today. I'm going to come see James. Tomorrow I'm seeing Kathleen. Wednesday I'm seeing Jude. Thursday I'm seeing Zen. Friday I'm seeing Jacob. Like I have people that I'm going to see. I just wish like a lot of the time I wouldn't feel like I'm lonely.
Yeah, ever since I did that work in June in that oil rig, like I've been by myself like a lot of times. Like since then, like I don't feel lonely at all anymore. Like after that, I was like that's what lonely was to me. I was like by myself like 2-3 days. I would like say like truckers, but like
you wouldn't talk to anyone that you like knew or that
yeah.
you related to.
So like after that, I was like, dang, like this is like so easy just being by myself now. Like I mean, it was easy before, but now it's just so easy. It's like I don't even like miss like being with other people. It's like I can just do it by myself now. But
if I could change one thing, it would probably be just like if I could getting rid of stress would be a big thing. I really don't know. Like I feel like I don't have a bad life. Like
okay, here's like
no back pain. Holy shit! I would get rid of my back pain because I don't like for everyone listening. I've had.
Would you want Ibra's back?
God yes. I've had back pain like pretty nonstop since I was
freshman or sophomore?
Since I was in 7th grade. Since I was.
Oh really?
Well, I didn't have it my freshman year. It stopped for my freshman year.
Oh.
But remember, that was only first semester freshman year. Then second semester, I got shin splints, and I got really bad shin splints, and I was out pretty much the entire track season.
You were working too hard.
Yeah, well, because I was running.
I know.
Yeah, in the morning.
Morning and the afternoon, which actually shouldn't be that. That's what I did.
Well,
that,
it's because I ran in the mornings, long distance, and then sprinted in the afternoons.
That's probably I don't think it's that bad, but probably like your body wasn't used to it.
My body was definitely
it was like
not
an
used to it.
Immediate probably shock.
Yeah, after a week, I got injured.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So I wish I wasn't so the reason of my back is because I was born with a club foot and my left ankle doesn't move. So I put all the pressure on the right side of my body. So if I had to change anything, it would probably be make my leg normal sized, like my left leg, and make my ankle work.
Transition under pressure.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the troubles in my life have come around because I've had back pain. Like a lot of the times,
so
I get
maybe
sad,
it'd just be to have like a normal left foot.
Normal left foot, yeah, that would help me out tremendously. But I'm trying to like work on new methods to get rid of my back pain. But I don't even know how I didn't think of that immediately, because that's like the thing that stopped me from like playing basketball with you guys like all the time.
Well, I think you're getting cross more.
Oh, shut up!
And I getting pull up in your face because that jump was smooth.
But I don't know. I think that I would definitely get rid of back pain. Okay, so that's all of that's all the time we have for audience questions of the week. Next up is
sorry, audience.
you know what's up next?
I have no idea.
Hunter's hot takes.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
get the furnace.
This is. I feel like have I been talking too much? I feel like sometimes I might like talk too much.
You talked a lot about the marijuana and the classical music, and the presidency. Besides that, I feel like it's been kind of even. But it's just because you get into it, and like I don't have much to say about it, which is like.
I don't want to make you feel like you don't
care.
Okay. Well, maybe like I don't know. Do you want to help come up with some of the topics that you know like more stuff about that you're passionate about like for next week?
I mean, yeah. I don't care.
Well, I don't want you to feel like I'm like just talking over you. The whole
Hunter's
time.
podcast with James.
With James every week.
With James every other week. Even I don't know, but Hunter's hot takes.
What day of the week are we gonna do this when we get back to school? Because I want to have a day of the week that we do this.
I'll have to see my schedule.
Yeah, me too.
School.
But anyway, next. So Hunter's hot takes. I can talk briefly about the World Cup.
The World Cup.
First of all, I think Croatia was the best team in the World Cup.
Hell no.
Why no? But
Japan was my favorite team.
And all the people from Nigeria.
Oh, were they for you?
No.
Oh.
But
I just like Japan because like I think they're like cool like colors and all that. Like,
yeah.
They're red and white flag.
But I think Croatia was by far the best team in the tournament. Definitely outlasted the best. The reason I personally believe that they lost in the final was because they had played 3 straight knockout games where they went to extra time. So they played
Russia.
It was first Denmark, Russia.
Denmark made it?
Denmark made it to the extra.
I had no idea they were even in the tournament.
Yeah, they made. Dude, Kasper Schmeichel, their keeper, is so good. They almost beat Croatia. They were really close.
I feel like Croatia's not that good.
Well, okay, Croatia won all 3 of. They were one of. It was them, Belgium, and Uruguay that won their 3 group stage games, right?
Yeah,
those were the only teams that did that. Croatia beat Argentina 3-0, which I think is a pretty big accomplishment.
Man,
they also beat Iceland. I think 3-1 if I'm
Iceland
correct.
got robbed.
Do you even know?
I didn't watch the game. I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure they beat Nigeria 2-0. So then Denmark comes around, they outlast them. Russia comes around, they outlast them. England comes around. Oh, that went to extra time as well, but they beat them. They actually beat them in extra time, 3-1. So, or did they beat them in? I think they beat them in extra time. So they played 90 extra minutes. They played a whole game. Yeah, and if you look at the stats from the game, which I mean, not just based on stats, I did watch.
It'd be like if a team in the West played 3 straight games, 7 to get the finals, and then another team kept sweeping teams to get to the finals.
They're gonna be, and it's even more so with soccer because you can't do rolling subs. Like, so people have to play the full time, or at least 7 people have to play the full 90 minutes.
Well, LeBron almost
or the full 120.
He plays like 46 or 48 minutes.
He's a machine. That's different.
Legod James, Lathanos James.
But so what was I saying? They played a whole extra game, and you could see it in the final. Most of France's goals were created or scored on the fast break.
You think if they had Gatorade, they would have played better?
No. But Croatia had like 60-70% possession. Well,
Spain has possession. They always lose.
Okay, but Croatia also got shots off. Like, they
had more shots too?
No, they didn't have more shots, but they were creating. They were creating well. That's the thing. They were creating really well, and I think that like France just picked their spots better and countered a lot.
They also
better.
get luckier, or did they get who played better? Like,
I think Croatia played better in everything but their finishing.
See, that's why I'm not a huge soccer fan because of that.
But I
like soccer.
I will say France deserved it. Like, they definitely did deserve it. But I think Croatia played a better game and had an overall better tournament. Because France, they kind of inched their way through even more so than I blanked. They even more so than Croatia, because they got out of their group stage with 5 points, and it came down to the last day for them to determine whether or not they would go or not. They barely beat Argentina 4-3, beat Uruguay 2-0, beat Belgium 1-0, so barely, and then they win 4-2 in the final against Croatia.
It was 2-1.
No, it was 4-2. It was 2-1 after the half.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what I saw.
But yeah, so France ended up winning. Luka Modric was player of the tournament, which
I saw that.
I think was deserved. I think that's fully deserved because
I think Messi deserved it.
Oh my god, I can't think of one person that deserved it more because France was more of a team. They played well as a team. Kylian Mbappe is just going to be a.
So it was kind of like LeBron versus the Warriors.
I guess so you could say
I'm just kidding.
But
Modric is not LeBron.
Kylian Mbappe is 19 years old. He's the first teen since Pele to score 4 goals at a World Cup.
Mbappe, who's that? Is that the?
He's the young French guy. He's 19.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
He's like a mid or right wing, something like that.
Yeah, he's got great finishing. He's traditionally a striker, but he's not better than France's strikers. He's a really good. He also is a really good winger.
The guy that was in Arsenal.
Giroud.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't serve the purpose that Giroud serves because Giroud didn't even score a goal in the World Cup.
What?
But that's the thing.
Start?
He's not. Yeah, he started He started all but one game. But that's the thing. He's not meant to score goals. He's meant to hold the ball up. Like, what happens is he'll get the ball and he's really strong, so he can hold people off. Like, they'll launch the ball to him. He's 6'4". He's great at headers.
Like one header to go in.
Well, I mean, it's he just didn't get the chance. Or he just didn't get it. Because, I mean, you think about it, in 7 games, you don't get, like, a headed goal.
Oh, it was only 7 games? Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's only 7 games. So, I mean, if you don't get a headed goal, that's fine. Like, Pogba did great. He probably could have been, like, 3rd or 4th best player in the tournament. He only scored 1 goal, and it was in the final. So, I think Giroud wasn't meant to do that. He's meant to head the ball down, keep it, and wait for his wings to catch up to him.
Yeah.
So, he is a striker traditionally, but he's not what France needed.
Yeah.
France also had a really cool tactical system where they would play a 4-2-3-1 on the attack and then shift to a 4-3-3 on a 4-2-3-1 on attack and shift to a 4-3-3 on defense. Their left mid in the 4-2-3-1 would shift back to a defensive mid because it's Blaise Matuidi, who's traditionally a center defensive mid. So he would shift back on the defense so that they could have 3 people in defense rather than the 2 that they had, like 3 mids in defense.
Did Lacazette play for France?
No, he didn't. I don't think he played a single minute.
Oh, damn! But he got like a do they get rings? Like, what do they get for winning?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they get rings.
Okay.
But
I love Luck of Sweat. Damn.
yeah, he didn't
What
play
about
at all.
Gritty Griezmann?
Griezmann played every game. He scored 4 goals.
Damn.
3 of them were penalties.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
Harry Kane was the Golden Boot winner.
He had like 6?
6, yeah. Aiden Hazard had a really good tournament. I think that he deserved more credit than I gave him for. He got like an average rating of 8.9, which
Dang.
is Modric's was 7.7. But I think the whole point was that Modric was more like he carried his team pretty much. Him and Rakitic like carried the team.
Wait, who's their striker for
Croatia?
Yeah,
Mandzukic.
He's like the coolest name in the tournament though.
He's like they named him at Juventus. They nicknamed him like Mr. Sad or something like that because he's always angry or sad.
Oh, if Messi had Mandzukic's name, he'd be like Mr. Juke. Like I don't know, like
yeah, but Mandzukic he's a big guy. He normally plays out wide for Juventus, but he can play as a striker. But yeah, Croatia, like Modric and Rakitic pretty much carried Croatia, but they also had a solid tactical system. Then, besides that, you had Aiden Hazard, who played on a Belgium team that's full of stars. Like, you have Lukaku Dries Mertens, you have Fellaini. You have De Bruyne.
Yeah, De Bruyne.
You've got, you just got, like, a lot of people who are, they're a good
center
team.
back? I can't.
Vertonghen,
No.
Alderweireld,
No.
Company.
Yeah, Company.
Courtois.
I love Company.
Courtois was, like, I don't actually know who won Keeper of the Tournament, but it probably should have been Courtois. Because he did great.
The Courtois and the French goalie Lloris, is that his name?
Lloris,
like the same person to me. Like
Courtois is a lot younger and a lot better.
Like I feel like they look like very similar.
I don't think they do.
They don't? Maybe it's all in my head then.
But I don't know if I have much more to say on that. I think the best team of the tournament was Croatia. France was a solid number 2. A lot of people were disappointing. Germany,
solid number 2. They did get first. So
yeah.
like, oh, sorry
guys.
guys.
I mean, they won. They deserved to win, but I don't think they played the best.
Yeah.
But Germany.
But just when you said solid number 2, it's
yeah.
like, I guess it's not really solid because
yeah.
they won. You shouldn't feel bad for them.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for them. But Germany was a disgrace.
What happened?
Utter disgrace. So first they lost 1-0 to Mexico. They beat Sweden barely in like the 90th minute, and then they pretty much just like. Were all out attacking Korea all game. They were just like straight up bombarding them. And the Korean keeper, who's this like really skinny, like I don't know, he doesn't look like he should be playing a professional sport. Then in the 90th minute, like Korea scored a goal, like pretty much off pure chance on the counterattack.
What was the score?
It was 0-0.
Wow.
So Korea then scored a goal, which is. You think about all the people that play for Germany, they're all considered world-class players. They all play for top clubs in Europe. There's 2 people in Korea that play for, like, top clubs. One's Heung-min Son, and then the other is, I can't even think. I know Ki Sung-young played for Swansea. They have a few people in Germany, but none of them are, like, none of them play for the Bayern Munichs or the Real Madrids. Tottenham's the biggest...
Or the Chicago Fires, Houston Dynamo.
Tottenham's the biggest star they have, and Tottenham's top 6 in England. They're, like, generally considered the 6th best, like, number 4 to number 6. They don't have any, like, huge players.
Didn't Tottenham have Bale?
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go.
But
I know that he wasn't
Heung-min Son's not as good as Bale, but, like... Germany, I don't know how that happened. Like, Germany has so many good players.
It's soccer. There's flukes.
Yeah. Well, Germany was playing badly on the counter.
That'd be like if the Warriors, like, lost.
To the Sacramento Kings?
The Kings, I
thought you said the Kings were the worst team.
It was the Suns, but, like, yeah,
okay.
maybe like the Kings. They're the most dysfunctional franchise.
It's like
them and the Magic.
Okay. The Browns winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like, Korea beating Japan is honestly the most, like... I think that's the biggest shock of the tournament. And, Korea beating Germany, I think is the biggest shock of the tournament. Then, like, no one else really I can think of that, like, actually fulfilled expectations. Belgium fulfilled expectations. No one thought they were going to go that far. England went farther than people thought, but now people are still upset. Everyone's shitting on England.
Didn't bring it home.
People are all like, well, they had the easiest schedule in the tournament. It's like, they beat Colombia. Like, you can only beat who's in front of you.
That is true. You can't beat, like... someone you're not playing. Like, that you can't do that.
You know what I mean? Like, they made it far. They beat...
I know.
Germany lost to Korea and Mexico. Like...
That sucks.
Then Mexico lost to Brazil. Brazil lost to Belgium. Like...
So that means Korea's better than Brazil?
No. because Korea lost to Mexico.
Oh, Korea's better than Mexico.
No, Korea
Wait.
lost.
I'm awful at
Korea's
this.
better than Germany. That's all that means.
Because Korea's better than Sweden.
They lost to Sweden.
Germany beat Sweden. Oh, Korea lost. Damn it! I didn't know that. Well,
the only team
forget it.
Korea beat was Germany.
Forget
anyway, I don't know. I think it was a fun tournament to watch. Good to be a part of. I mean, I'm not like I was a part of it, but like it was a fun tournament to watch. There was a lot of upsets, a lot of things that were unexpected. I think that it does kind of suck that the only teams that made it out of the group stage that were not European or South American were just like Mexico and Japan. Those are the only two teams. No African teams made it. No, well, I obviously know Australian teams.
Antarctica teams made it,
No,
sadly.
shut up.
No penguins. Could you imagine a penguin team?
Oh my, dude, shut up.
What?
I want to see a team of robots versus like humans. I wonder what that would be like.
I want to see penguins play. That would be hilarious. Or like ostriches, maybe.
But remember how I talked about the unofficial World Cup?
Oh yes, it's
Denmark had it. Then Croatia beat Denmark. So
Croatia's now.
no, France. France beat Croatia.
Oh damn it!
So France is now the official world champion and the unofficial world champion.
Damn.
So-
Has that ever happened before?
Yeah, lots of times. Because if you think
Oh.
about it, if it makes it out of the group stage in the World Cup, it's always going to go to the winner.
Oh okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But like if Korea had it, they beat Germany, or like if Germany had it, then Korea beat them and they're eliminated. Then it doesn't go. Korea keeps it until someone beats them. Anyway, okay, I think that's enough on that. Do you have anything else to say about the World Cup?
Nope.
2022 Qatar, you gonna watch it? It's gonna be in December.
Maybe we'll see. Who knows what I'll be doing at that point in my life? It's 4 years from now.
Yeah, I mean I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it. 4 years ago, I was like more into American football.
Maybe I'll be into like tennis or like something
dude,
like.
my butt is hurting so bad on this bucket. I mean, we're almost done.
Just get a pillow.
Okay.
That pillow's been there this entire time.
Oh.
Come on,
God,
fam.
My butt hurts pretty bad. On this bucket. Okay, so that's it this week for Hunter's Hot Takes.
One man, angry as heck.
this summer.
This summer, Hunter Hewitt, hot takes.
Okay, next is our random segment of the week. God, it's already been an hour and a half.
Damn,
Yeah.
long ass. How long are podcasts normally? Like an hour?
Well, Joe Rogan's podcasts are like 3 hours, but he like he has like guests that he brings on for specific reasons. Like,
Yeah.
someone's promoting a book or something, or like it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like you're not gonna run out of stuff to talk about with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
So but the podcast that I listen to, my brother and me, they do every week. It's an hour, like hard cut off an hour. If it's like never longer than an hour. So it really depends.
We're unofficial.
Yeah, we're unofficial.
Sorry.
I mean, we gotta switch it up, you know? Gotta keep people on their toes.
Yeah, it's like if I'm not sure what's gonna happen, then I'm like, oh damn,
Like, I'm
they
more
brought
likely
that
to
up.
listen, yeah.
Chris move.
So, random segment of the week.
Is it? What do we do again? We'll say like a random word at the same time, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give us 10 seconds this time. So 10.
You should just like do it, like you shouldn't if it's random you should just come off the top of your head. You shouldn't like think of it beforehand, I feel.
Okay.
So just you do 3, 2, 1 and then we'll go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Koala,
Balloons.
I said koala bear. I didn't pronounce it.
Koala bears.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought of it because it's random, fam.
Koala bears. I mean, they're pretty cool. I used to love koalas.
What?
We went to.
Those are the things that climb in trees, like really cute, right?
Yeah, they eat on eucalyptus.
Yeah.
Like leaves. They sleep a lot. I think they sleep a lot. Maybe that's sloths.
They're probably tired.
Yeah. They climbing all those trees.
Yeah.
Climbing up in the world.
Eating.
Balloons. Remember that one time when we were in like second grade? Maybe it was third grade because we had.
I didn't know you in second grade.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It was probably fourth grade. We had a balloon and 2 drumsticks from Rock Band. And we made this game where we would stand on our knees.
Oh, that game
and
was so fun,
We had to hit
dude.
the balloon back and forth across the line.
The funnest game ever.
It was like volleyball, but we both had drumsticks, and
my
there was a
God.
balloon. So the balloon was like the ball, and we had to hit the ball back and forth.
We did
with
it in your
drumsticks.
room, right?
We did it in the hallway.
Oh,
around my
that was
room.
like the funnest game ever.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. That just shows, like, I don't know. Even when kids got stuff, like I think people,
Who needs an iPhone?
People overstate the,
I got
the effect of
balloons.
like iPhones and stuff. I think kids can still make up like dope ass games.
You just gotta
if they
be
want.
creative.
Yeah, I mean, and we're creatives. I mean,
Yeah.
what can we say?
Bro, I'm a creator, bro. Like,
So, There's also balloons in Clash Royale.
There are balloons.
There are balloons. I hate the balloons. The balloons are so annoying.
I've never used a balloon.
Dang.
I am usually on the new account. You do? What do you play?
Breakdancing.
Are you playing Twister?
Twister, yeah. Okay, so that's it for Rams of the Week. Quote of the week.
Quote of the week. Do you have one? You don't have any?
I have one that I thought of, but I can't remember it. Oh, I'm gonna need to edit this out too. This is just weird.
What?
Just like the silence.
Yeah. Well, just I'm looking for one.
Toast and pop-ups.
I got one.
I got one too.
It's from a song I just recorded. I say it's a very nice. Like dollar signs to me mean a different amount, which it means like money to me. Other people is like different. Like I feel like money. Obviously, I want money, but like for me, it's like if I'm like super rich, like and you're like poor, it's like kind of like a flexing thing. Like I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like money means like different to me. Cause like I got like $1 to me is different. To, like
relativity.
It's kind of just like a flexing thing. Even though I'm not like rich, it's just like I like flexing.
So this one is by Justin McElroy, who's your favorite brother, the oldest.
He has the funniest laugh ever.
So the thing is I'm gonna wake up and keep trying to do good, and so are you, and nobody gets to vote on that. And he posted that on his Twitter after the election where Trump won, which I think is really cool. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna wake up and keep trying to do good, and so are you, and nobody gets to vote on that. So
I vote no.
So I think that's a good note to end on. We'll see you guys again next week, where we're gonna be reviewing Under Pressure by Logic.
Keep sending those audience questions, and we will answer them. That's all I can say.
Okay.
In the comment section, put it there.
Leave a like, even if you're listening to this on
Subscribe.
iTunes. If you downloaded this, we want you to leave a like on it anyway.
If you're hearing this 10 years later, if it's like 2030 or something like that, just know you're the shit.
Yeah, I mean you're awful, and you're never gonna live up to your expectations.
What?
So I'm gonna listen to this in 10 years, and I'm gonna see where my life has gone, see how much my opinions have changed.
Oh, that's true.
My taste in music.
Maybe you'll be bald.
Maybe I'll be bald. That's a very big possibility. So
I'll probably have a receding hairline.
You'll have shaved your head by choice. We'll be living
again?
in Portland.
Oh yeah, Portland.
Portland. I'll have a job as an ethical hacker.
I'll be on tour.
I'll be ethically hacking and like keeping your bank account secure.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it for this week. Bye everybody.
Peace.